Hey everybody, and welcome back. This is Ryan with Fluid Health and Fitness, bringing you another episode of Science-Powered Fitness, and today we're tackling swayback or overarched lumbar spine. If you haven't already, make sure to check out our previous post on how to self-screen for this common postural imbalance. Before we get started, we want to make sure that you've already reassessed using that assessment from the prior post so we get a nice baseline to know if you've made improvement. Make sure you've done this before you get started with this video. Now, the quickest way to address swayback is by targeting your transverse abdominis. This is the deepest core muscle that you got. I'm going to show you how to target it right now. Okay guys, so to target your TVA, you basically have to start from a supine position. I'm going to show you a couple different variations so that you know how to go and progress this. We're going to start small and less intense and work our way up to higher or more advanced levels of TVA engagement. Most of you guys have heard of these type of drills. It's called a drawing in maneuver or a bracing maneuver, but really what we're trying to do is distinguish between the inner system of abdominal tension and the outer system. And so you have this intrinsic system inside, which primarily is being supported through flexion through your TVA. And you have these external muscles like your rectus abdominis, external oblique, and internal oblique, which provide more power. So we're just trying to distinguish between the two so we can operate under the intent of stability and fixation. So again, the recruitment of the TVA gives us more of those qualities. So what we do is we just lay down. And on your back, you're trying to keep your lower back somewhat imprinted, and that's going to indicate a flexion of the lumbar. You're also going to see the bone structures pull up and in at the innominate, the hip bones, and the ribs will depress down. So it's drawing everything together and then pushing the abdominal contents backwards. The viscera, the organs get pushed back, hence the drawing in. Now again, I'm in a hook lying position. That means the knees and hips are at about 90 degrees here, and they're just floating, so my quads and my hamstrings, all these distal muscle attachment points are soft and inhibited. So it has less interaction on our pelvis, and that can give us a little bit more control over the central mechanism we're trying to target, the TVA. Now if we lift the legs up and start to create distension or dissension in the limb, you're going to need more intra-abdominal support to maintain the segmental control of the spine or the lumbar. It's going to make that TVA work harder, so that would be a progression. So main thing is we don't want to list or buckle at our neck with our shoulders migrating forward or our cranium gliding backward. If that's going on, normally that means we have some stretch issues at the neck. You might want to support the head under a pillow. So take the pressure off the neck so you can isolate this without hurting anything above or below that segment we're trying to target. So once again, find the position that's comfortable for you. And normally we would engage the TVA with a breathing device, AeroFit, some of these breather models, balloon straws, things that restrict expiratory force or volume. So we're going to make our breath work through an aperture, and I'm going to do that with my lips. I'm just going to purse my lips and breathe out through a smaller hole. Again, you're controlling the pressure and again changing the amplitude or the amount of force through the lips. Now that's going to engage your TVA a little bit more. So notice that if you push your lips, you'll feel some restriction, and you'll naturally feel the engagement increase in that midsection area of your body. And once again, we don't want to use our external obliques or our rectus and drive up like that. We really just want to isolate the breath pattern, get to the reserve volume of the air out. So you're going to breathe all the air out. Within 6 seconds, you shouldn't be able to talk. Pause for 2 seconds. And then breathe in. But when you breathe in, don't relax the abdominals. And as you breathe in, you're going to feel the expansion posteriorly and superiorly as you create this canister effect. And again, this decoupling of the transverse abdominis by maintaining its tension as you breathe in creates these little microtraumas that fortifies the structure and makes it stable and more intrinsically stiff to hold your posture later. Now again, it's a simple drill, 6 seconds out, all the air out, pause for 2 seconds, and then breathe in without losing your abdominal tension. And again, that's going to create intrathoracic and abdominal pressure, creates a canister effect for your spine, creates lots of stability, and it helps to reduce that postural imbalance of swayback or, again, excessively tipped hips and hyperlumbar lordosis. So Lots of good stuff there. So once again, just remember, guys, that you can challenge yourself with a balloon or a breather. You can use your legs to increase the intensity. You can do combinations of all of it. But make sure, again, that you're progressing this and you're doing it consistently so you can get the most benefit from it. Again, questions on any of it, admin at fluidhealthandfitness.com. Let's get back. So now, after activating your TVA, retest yourself for Swayback. You should notice a reduction in the curve of your lumbar spine, and your hips and your lower back should feel looser and a little bit more mobile. Congratulations, you've taken the first step in addressing your Swayback posture. Now remember, Swayback can be a bit stubborn, so if you want it to stick around and maintain a permanent fix, you're going to want to regularly exercise this muscle. And again, you can do that 2 to 3 times a day to really build up the endurance to maintain the postural orientation of your hips and your lower back. So how do you feel after activating your TVA? Let us know in the comments below. Don't forget to subscribe for more tips on improving your posture and overall well-being. Thanks again for joining me today, and remember that your body is designed to move, so stay in motion, and we'll see you next time for another episode.